And just trimmed down, 315 earlier, now he's down to 240. Give it up for Craig Williams, everybody.
Most wildly inappropriate music for me. I imagine the music that I would come up to would be like seems more appropriate. Yeah, you guys agree way too readily at that. Man, I was out last night drinking. Don't you hate when you're having a good time and you don't realize you're drunk too much until it just sort of creeps up on you, like me tonight right now. I was out drinking, I was dancing with this girl I thought was Lindsay Lohan. It just turned out I was dancing with one of those wacky inflatable guys you see out front of car lots. You know the ones that go like this, like... Let me tell you, it was embarrassing, but the sex was great. That's all I was at. Well worth it. I actually don't like to drink too much though, because I I get too out of control too easy. So I like to smoke pot more, and yeah, it's pretty great. I called a friend of mine to get some weed for this next weekend, and I was like, hey man, you got any weed? And he's like, dude, use the code word. And what he's talking about is in high school, we used to have a code word for weed, which was sandwiches. So that we could talk about getting weed on the phone and our parents wouldn't know, because if my parents knew I was getting pot, they would probably want some. So we had to keep that shit on the DL. You know what I mean? We had to hide that shit. But we still use it today because he thinks the government's listening to our phone calls or something, as if they're really hey, put that terrorist stuff on the back burner. We got a couple fuckers here trying to get a dime bag. But I find that highly unlikely. And it's not like you can't understand what we're talking about, too, especially when conversations are like, hey man, what are you doing? Nothing much. Just got done smoking me a big bowl of sandwiches. Woo! By the way, I'm so stoned right now. You just sound yeah, I think that case is closed. I don't really drink or smoke too much unless I'm at a party. Don't you hate when you're at a party and some asshole starts playing guitar or something? And you're just what is this? Like a fucking talent show all of a sudden? Should I start doing my stand-up act and be like, don't you hate when you're at a party and asshole? I wrote myself in circles with that joke. But I'm kind of missing Halloween already. That's my favorite time of year. And I tell you why. I love going to haunted houses, but not the good ones. I like to go to the crappy ones, because I think they're just scarier. The one we used to have at my high school, was awesome. Because all it was a dark room that you walk into and people start punching you until you find your way out. I'll tell you something, it's cheap and not very imaginative, but it's scary as shit. Speaking of scary, is there nothing scarier than overhearing your parents having sex? Okay, walking in on them, yeah, but that's more of a trauma than scary. That's the kind of trauma. That's the kind of trauma that turned Bruce Wayne into Batman. You know what I mean? I'm talking about just overhearing them. That's sort of scary. It's I used to crash at my parents' house all the time when I was in college, and I would sleep on their couch, and I could always hear their bed squeaking above me whenever they had sex, and then I wouldn't be able to sleep. So I would come up with this little simple song to help myself go to sleep. And it was just the bed would be going eat, 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 eat. I'd be going blueberry pancakes, taste so good. And after a lot of crying, I would go to sleep. It would actually work. It worked. The only problems were the occasions when my dad would show up at the top of the steps and be like, "Hey, Craig, could you maybe toss us up a clean towel?" Oh, it gets worse. Because I would throw up the towel to him, and he'd throw me down a cucumber and be like, "Put that in the fridge, I'm making a salad tomorrow." Oh, no. I fucking hate cucumber in my salad, right? Oh. By the way, try the salad here today. I mean, it's really good. I was on Match.com recently, and they gave me my first batch of matches. I don't like this site. They gave me my first batch of matches. One of them was my mother. What the fuck? I couldn't figure this out until I looked at our profiles and realized that we both went into vivid detail about how much we like anal. So I thought, okay, well, that makes sense. I was actually helping my mom move into her new house recently, and that was a scary experience, I have to tell you. I was putting the last of her stuff in there. She was already sort of moved in, so I was taking a box into the closet, and what do I see perched on the shelf but the biggest, blackest, veiniest, floppiest dildo I've ever seen, and I've seen many. And this thing was just prominently on the shelf like a fucking soccer trophy. Like the monolith from 2001: A Space Odyssey. This thing is just like scary. And I was just so shocked, I dropped the box, and the vibration of the box shook the shelf, and the dildo fell, slapped me in the face like a trout. And then it just fell on the floor and started flopping like something fished out of Clay Aiken's fantasy. This David Lynch nightmare flopping on the floor. And I was just frozen in terror, and my mom comes up to see what all the noise is about. She sees this beast on the ground, and she's just like, and this is what she said: "Oh my God, the last person who lived here must have left this." I mean, isn't this like the first thing you move out when you're moving? Like, don't you usually pack this type of thing in like one of those silver briefcases that's hidden used to carry their sniper rifles, you know what I mean? Like, I knew she was lying for two reasons. First of all, it was still wet. Second, just telling you like it happened, you know? Second, the house that she moved into used to belong to my grandmother, who's dead now. And we buried her with her sex toys, so I know that's not true. And I went online recently, I found this website where you can upload your picture and it tells you what celebrity you look like. I uploaded my picture on there and came back, said it looks 60%. Like Professor Honeydew from The Muppet Show, which apparently you assholes agree with it. Well, thanks a lot. I'm getting off stage now. Thanks a lot. My name's Craig Williams. It's good to be here.